Sometimes the messenger has to become the message.
Bob, I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people.
You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
This is my message to you.
First, I want to congratulate you on the movie. It's amazing. It's a really, really nice movie. I guess it's the most different biography that I'm watching. So I want to know from you, how was the development of this project, and why to show only this part of Bob Marley life?
Yeah, look, when the script first came to me, you know, I wasn't really a musical biopic person. I mean, I had seen a few, and I like music, but it wasn't something that I ever thought I would make in my life. And so when I approached it, it wasn't coming from a musical biopic way. It was trying to make a movie about a man, and how do I weave music into it? And actually, City of God was one of the films that I was talking about with Ziggy from my very first meeting. Was like, man, what if we made a version of City of God? That would be pretty cool.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
Yeah, it was like it was rich in people and history and politics, and just felt like it was the backbone to a film like this, you know, and it was different. And obviously we're shooting a foreign language film with no subtitles, so that was the challenge, was how are people going to take to the language? And so the approach was, for me, was, okay, when I listen to Bob Marley, I understand him. I don't understand every word, but I understand him. So I thought, okay, well, if we understand every third word, then we get it. But if we understand every fourth word, we're confused. And so that was a dance and a juggle and a balance. We took the whole, you know, time of making the movie to find that balance, but it certainly was what we were after. We were trying to make a movie about a man on a quest, on a journey. What was that journey? The journey of redemption is what happens at the end of the movie. You know, how long have you been writing this? My whole life. And that was part of the process. And then, so hopefully the music feels organic to the scenes and doesn't feel like it just comes out of nowhere. It feels that part of his life and how he went about his day is how he went about music. And hopefully the film, you know, the music feels woven in seamlessly in that way, to bring out Bob's music and joy and love, and the music that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm. And what was the most difficult scene to shoot?
They were all difficult. They were all difficult. You know, it's hard to isolate one. You know, it was a real challenge, this movie, because you want to get it right. You want to honor Bob in every way possible. Nothing was thrown away, whether he was walking across the yard or he was delivering a performance to thousands of people. Everything was important, everything, because one false note and it takes you out of the movie. And so, you know, I think from the actors to the crew, we all felt that responsibility. And there was a love, but there was also a tension. And it's important because that's when you know people care. And so there was, it was delicate. It was like, you ever play that game where you toss an egg and you try not to break it? It felt like that. It was really, it was delicate, and we had to handle it. So that was our way of dealing with it. But yeah, there were moments of joy for sure. And I'm sure we could enjoy it now. But yeah, the process was hard. It was difficult because we cared. And anytime you care about something, sometimes it can be a bit painful at times.
And how was the approach with Rita and Ziggy? How are the proximity to the movie?
I met Ziggy on my, on the very first call I had to direct the movie. So as a producer, he was involved in selecting the director. And it was great because, of course, at first it was trying to understand what his role was going to be. And once I knew he was a producer, he was on, that we had the rights to the music. And we started talking about my short film, Stone Cars, that I shot in South Africa. And I said, wait, you don't want to talk about the Oscar-winning movie? I thought he was calling me because of King Richard, and he was calling me about this short film. So it was great because I knew that he wanted to make something real. I knew, because if you watch the short, it's made with no money, it's made with no lights, it's shot with nothing, and it turns into something quite beautiful and raw and poetic. And the fact that he saw that, I felt like we were aligned in making it a personal journey story about Bob's music and message. It was never going to get watered down into something artificial. And I felt that, okay, I knew that somebody was aware of the type of movie that I wanted to make. And then it was supporting the film in a real way with real Jamaicans. I mean, we have real Jamaicans as actors. We have non-actors turned to actors. We have real musicians. Junior Marvin, that's his son. Family Man Barrett, that's his son playing. They were in the room with Bob. They grew up with Bob's story, so they can help support Kingsley as he was creating music. And so just every detail, and of course the craftsmanship on the film, the cinematography, Robert Ellswood, Anna Shepard, costume design, Chris Lowe, production design, Chris Bowers, music, Pam Martin, editing. A remarkable team that we were able to support our actors and our crew with. So it was amazing to have the family support. I wouldn't have done the movie without it. But yeah, just the level of character detail, nuance that everybody could access. Now, all of a sudden they can get access to things that they didn't have before. And that's special.
It was an amazing process. It was, there was a lot, with each department, you've got so many, there's just so much help with those things. There's people who, spent months and months and months working on the hair and the makeup. And then you've got departments who are thinking about costumes for 6 months leading in. So it was a really collaborative process. And unlike any movie I've ever done, or TV show or theater or whatever, the creation was like, it was a communal thing. Everyone's input, I opened it out to the floor, to all of the Jamaicans to always tell me if something didn't feel right. And they did, they were always going to. Every other moment I had to ask for help, or I had to lean in and say, Ziggy, I don't know what to do here, or, so everyone's so connected to Bob, and everyone loves Bob so much that there was just this incredible determination and spirit to really make sure we were doing the best version of every scene every day, which was really made it such a wonderful project to be a part of.
And how was to sound like him? Like, the accent is perfect. How was this process?
Yeah, I may as well have been doing a movie in French. It was,
okay.
Yeah. If anything, it was probably harder because Jamaican patois is English-based. You feel like you know more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
But if anything, it made it more confusing because you have to untangle a lot of your preconceptions. There were a lot of things that Bob was saying in interviews early on that I thought I understood, but I was misinterpreting. So I had to constantly keep going back, and Jamaicans would translate different parts, and he just had his own way. And Bob also just had his own way of speaking. So there was the patois, and then there was actually how Bob spoke it, and then trying to marry the two. So it was challenging, but fulfilling and stimulating. And yeah, it's a beautiful language.
I did have the opportunity to sit with Mrs. Marley in her own home in a calm fashion. I sat on the floor, I crossed my legs, and I absorbed her for many hours on 2 occasions, which was incredible because we were able to just get to the truth of her spirit and feel her energy and just really tick off the kinds of things that I'd want to put in the script. Because the script was already there, but I wanted to make sure that my input was ensuring her story was authentic and that she felt proud of it. And also just reminding her that she, you know, I'm not here to grab information. I'm here to really feel who you are as a spirit, as a soul, so that in the film you can see yourself. So yeah, sitting with her during those times, having her in Jamaica on set, it was all a blessing to have her involved. Well, I've never played a real character before, so that was different, definitely. And it meant that I was able to lean on my culture fully. I'm of Jamaican heritage. There's certain things about her that remind me of my mom and my grandmothers. So I was able to tap in differently there. But I would say that playing Mrs. Marley has reminded me why I choose roles like this, because I like the justice of women being able to speak vocally and openly in spaces like this, in films like this, where their truth is told. Even if it's not for an entire movie, the last minute of the movie, if their truth is told, then I feel like I've, I don't know, empowered a woman somewhere in the world. So yeah, it's important to me. Filming in Jamaica was fantastic. I filmed there once before for No Time to Die. And returning, seeing some of the same crew that I worked with at that time, shooting on my parents' land, around the corner from where they were born and raised. And also just, you know, gifting Jamaica this moment. I don't think it would be right or just to just shoot this movie in the UK or the US. I don't know. I don't think it would be spiritually right. I don't think, or morally right. I like the respect that we were given, that we didn't go to another Caribbean island somewhere. We went there back to the legend's home. I think that's beautiful. Just getting the land, the energy of Jamaica in the film, making it like one of the main centerpieces, one of the main characters in the film was really important. And for me, culturally, it's one of the biggest moments in my life. So I'm personally grateful.
I can't really say that there would not have been a Bob Marley if there wasn't a Chris Blackwell, because I'm sure there would have been. But obviously, in Bob's journey, Chris was a very important moment and stepping stone into launching Bob's career. I mean, Bob's genius is undoubtable, and I'm sure he would have found the global audience that he has found. But I hope that people would think Chris's guidance, his mastering of the industry and his knowledge of the music, alongside obviously Bob's creative genius, meant that they handled this beautiful, very valuable kind of asset, this talent, with grace and with delicacy. So yeah, I think Chris, yes, he's a brilliant music producer, and he's known for all the iconic bands that he's launched and the artists that he's sort of he's pioneered. But he also loved reggae music, and his early career particularly, was based entirely on launching careers like, you know, Peter Tosh and Jimmy Cliff and Toots the Maytals, and so in Chris, Bob found a producer who believed and got the music. I think that was, you know, tantamount to their relationship. So I only sadly got a little window of time in Jamaica because of scheduling conflicts, and I flew in and out over about 4 days. But even though I was there for such a short amount of time, the Jamaican people, the cast, the crew, everyone who's worked on the film were just so welcoming and so eager to share and celebrate their country with us. I mean, it sounds mad, but like that country really does. It's imbued with Bob Marley and his message. It is a country of love and openness and inclusivity and the music. You know, they love their music, and they can't wait to like take you to a dub night and dance the night. It's amazing. I'm such a fan of the country and their people. Yeah, we were very, very fortunate to shoot in Jamaica. You know, we were in Trenchtown. We had hundreds of Jamaican extras. We were shooting in London with these Jamaican musicians who just couldn't wait to pick up their instruments and play in between the setups, which just meant that the whole set was like alive with their energy and their music. It was very special. One thing for me, which was particularly strange and surreal, was playing Chris Blackwell and then watching the movie in Jamaica in the premiere with him sitting in front of me. So I was watching him watch me play him, and it was a very odd, surreal triangle. That was a unique one, and I've never had that before. I'm not sure I want it either again. It was a bit of an odd, slightly terrifying thing. Luckily, he liked the movie, so that was good. Yeah, I mean, every job is different. Every job is unique. This one was particularly unique, you know, because we shot in Jamaica, and because this film has taken many decades to find its fruition. There were many versions and iterations of the script which came and went and didn't get made, and this is the one. This is the Bob Marley biopic which the family got behind, and you know, so yeah, every job is unique. This one felt particularly profound, you know.
Whoa.